cost of a caddy is fairly standard, 300, 400 baht a day. So the end user is getting the answer that they want, which is great, because whatever question they ask, it's trained on the knowledge file. And if we now refresh the page here, right, how do I choose a good caddy? Okay, so it didn't put it into that category. I want to go and see which category it put it into, so I can go into the admin side and we can see here all the questions that have been asked and all the answers that have been given. So it put that into caddy services, okay? So I'll go back here into the page, we'll go to font asked, font answered, and we'll go to caddy services. Okay, so we can see here now the H1 tag, it's got the category, it's got the question and the answer in the H1, H2 tags. So that means every time someone asks a question, that question is going to a page that's already well ranked and indexed. So therefore, by adding images and updating these H1, H2 tags to be specific, this should really increase both the attention of Google and Bing now, which is fine, but going forward, when an LLM visits the site, and there are hundreds of pages out there with genuine conversational information and now backed up by image, when an LLM visits and sees an image, it doesn't need the alt tags or a description. It can very quickly ascertain whether or not what the page is about and the images that are showing represent the true nature of the question being asked and answered. So you need to remember that. So the other thing, of course, we're jumping in and out of modern idealism and where things are going to go to actual features. So this is the display on a website. Bearing in mind, most people that will be looking at any of your AI assistants will generally be looking on a phone. So if we have a look here on the phone, so there's Fairway Font. So I'll go into where font answered and we'll go down into the page that we're looking at here, which is caddy services. So we'll go into caddy services on the phone and we can see there that the answer's been done. And if we scroll down the page, we can see the images are there, we can see the answers are there, mixed up with a couple of images. The page reads really well on the phone. Okay, so the combination now of images and clever H1 and H2 tags for the context, and of course the main one is the conversation about your business, will start to pay dividends, but you need to get in early to be able to do this. So I'll give you another example. Let's go back down to here. All right, so we can see here on Fairway Font that the output pages, of which there are 184 now indexed on Google. So next time Google come through or Bing come through, they will see the improvements. There's lots of other things in the code to make them SEO'd. But anyway, so let's have a look at the interesting point. I am going to, over the next couple of weeks, apply the same to the Phuket site, to the Cha-Am site, and to the Khao Lak site as an example. And what will be really interesting is Sutherland Sally, because Sutherland Sally has been very, very consistent from day one. So even through that change, Google obviously recognized that the information wasn't changed. So let's stay tuned to this one. I might cull this down because when we actually go and have a look at this, so people can actually see what's going on, if I want to find out how many pages are on Golf Thailand, I can go to Google here and I can see these are all the pages that have been listed. I can continually go along here just to prove that these are actually legitimately all up on Google. So let's just click on one now. So instead of just going to the plain text version, it now has fantastic imagery which can be picked up, plus the answers. All right. So all these pages, and it goes on and on and on and on, are indexed up on Google. I can just keep going. All right. Now let's have another quick look here. We'll go to Phuket, Thailand. P-H-U-K-E-T. Phuket, Thailand online. Yeah, so we can see here on Phuket, there are hundreds and hundreds of pages that have been indexed by Google. Now, this is an absolute golden opportunity because these pages have been indexed. So now if I add even more context by using images and changing the tags, these pages should start. Now, you're not going to get 300 plus pages indexed on Google and get all 300 pages to rank. I mean, I know that, but what you will do is you'll probably find 10 or 20 of these pages will actually rank very well, and then you can, manicure those pages. So, in summary, the points that I'm trying to make are, if you then implement a system, so number one, the AI assistant, regardless of this extra bonus of being able to seed the field and create traffic through the LLMs going forward, which is what it's all about, it will work in today's money. So if you're spending money on Google Ads, you need to start investing in this. Number one, invest in the intelligence, as I've always said. Okay, here's another couple of key points, right? The difference between people searching on Google and people asking their LLM or using an LLM like ChatGPT or Perplexity to get answers, as I've shown in previous videos. The personalized response and the personalized information it has about you means that the answers that come back will matter. Okay, so you need to be in the conversation. You need to own the conversation about your business, right? That's what this tool does. Couple of other things, right? As I've said, LLMs, AI is searching for the truth. It wants the information. It cuts out the noise, and it can use multimodal ways of getting you the truth, right? So the algorithms and trying to get ahead of people by just chucking money at what can change overnight, the way the LLMs do things with conversation will never change. That will be a constant. Humans just don't stop talking and then pick up another way to do things. So that is not going to change. Trust in people will not change. Trust in your AI assistant will become very, very powerful, okay? So you need to be found on LLMs as well as Google, right? The other thing is the recommendation trust. The multilingual capabilities for expanding your business, if your business suits that, are unbelievable, right? So if you take those Thailand sites, they are now attracting people from Japan. If it's someone from Japan wants to come and play golf, they are actually finding it on Google, going to the site, asking questions. You are dragging a net of clients that you're personalizing your answers about your business to. Okay, so this could not have been done without throwing vast sums of money and having some very intelligent staff members doing it for you, right? So that's another big deal about AI. The seamless multilingual nature of the answers and the conversation is incredible. Okay, AI is constantly improving itself, so it will continue to find the truth. That's what it's looking for, right? And you've basically algorithm proof, because you can take away all the scams and everything else. You basically need to be out on the internet. You need to have good content. It's got to be conversational, and it will build up and build up and build up. And if enough of the information and authority about your product is there, you have got a very good chance of getting referred. And again, you might get 100 people or 300 people, say, coming to your site and asking you questions from a normal Google search that they had to go through and find. In the case of an LLM, when ChatGPT answers you and tells you this is where you should go and what you should do, right, you are more likely to believe it and do it, and the figures now are 300 times more likely to buy. So instead of 300 clients wasting your time, you've got one. So it's a great way to filter out the people. It's not about volume, it's about quality. It's about those leads that are coming to you aren't general because the AI's already answered the questions. You train the AI to be like you. It filters through the people. People that want to come and buy, you're not putting any barriers in their way. You're giving them a service. You're answering their questions the way you would on your knowledge. So you've already done the work. So by the time you pick the phone up, I'm not saying AI should ring the client and close the sale. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is AI can filter it out because you're using the AI assistant to answer questions. Those questions other people can see as well. They drag people into your funnel of information. By the time you make the phone call, they're pretty convinced. They're 300 times more likely to buy from you, and there's 300 less people you've had to serve. So on a productivity front, that's great, and on a sales front, that's great. That's what you need to do. So here's a serious question. You're in business, and you now have a golden opportunity to say, okay, I have a business, blah, located in blah, right? I want to own blah, right? Now's the time to do it, because if you can get in front of the pack, and besides that, the ability for you to actually very easily edit my system. So let's go back down here and have a look. Okay, so where I went in there, how much does a caddy cost if I go to a standard golf course in Bangkok? All right, so I'm going to go into my back end here and I am going to edit that. All right. So this is another great thing for the tool that I've got. You can change, if you don't like that question, because that's the question that Google will be looking at, right? So let's go and change this to how much does a caddy cost if I go to a standard golf course in Bangkok? So how about how much does a caddy cost at a normal, all right, I'm not changing it too much, normal golf course and in Bangkok, and we'll just add Thailand to the end, even though the people know where Thailand is. This is just an example, so I can save the output side. And then when I go back to the page, for the output page, I can see here, if I refresh that page, that the H1 tag has changed because the question has changed and it will match. So you're automating the process of the conversation. This is a very powerful tool. So I don't think I can drive my message home any clearer. I will continue to bring you along on my journey. I really do hope that you can start to now make sense of how important it is for your business to start adopting AI. I am here. I'll answer the phone, click, ring, all that stuff, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But contact me. I'm a real person. I'm not some fake guy. I just am here. I've invented a system to help small to medium-sized businesses. So hopefully I can. Thanks again for your time, and I will catch you in the next one.